Hi Cancer, welcome to your love reading for January 2019. This is Elizabeth from channelguidance.com. Okay, so I already shuffled the decks for you and we are going to be doing the love reading for January, but I'm also going to do a love reading for you for the entire year of 2019, and we will do that after the spread. So let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so this is for confirmation. Let's go ahead and get 9 cards for you from this deck. And this is the love reading for the sign of Cancer for January 2019. The card that you have, Cancer, is the 8 of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for January. The Empress. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for January. Queen of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for January. 8 of Coins. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for January. 8 of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for January. The Lovers. Interesting. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for January. 3 of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for January. Ace of Coins. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for January. 7 of Wands. Okay, what's the most important thing that Cancer needs to hear about their love life for January 2019? The Moon. So I didn't mention it, but the Moon was actually at the bottom of the deck when I properly shuffled. Now it's the main energy. I should have mentioned it. But the Moon is telling you that there can be a lot of things that are hidden from you. There can be a lot of things that you didn't know about your partner. A lot of things that could be revealed in January. But the Moon can also be very confusing energy, a very emotional time for you. So we'll come back to this to see how it ties in with everything that we see here. And also, Cancer, if you would like to get a private reading with me about your personal situation, just go to my website, channelguidance.com. Also have a link to my Facebook down below. And I do post daily love readings on there. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what you have going on here, Cancer. You're starting off with the 8 of Wands, the Empress, and the Queen of Wands. So the 8 of Wands does mean that there is something coming to you that you have been waiting for a long time. For some of you, it can be communication, hearing from someone, because the 8 of Wands does mean some type of communication coming to you that really has you excited. So some of you, you are hearing from someone. This can be from a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. Keep in mind that sometimes when you see these court cards and you think, oh, well, my partner's not a fire sign, it can be their moon sign. My husband always pops up in readings as a fire sign, even though that is his moon sign, not his sun sign. So it can be a moon or rising, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So you have the 8 of Wands, and there is some type of event coming in your love life that you have been waiting for, that you almost had given up on. And you have the Empress in the middle of all this. The Empress, this does mean, you know, your ideal relationship. She also represents marriage, children, a happy home, stability. The Empress means that this is a relationship that you want very much, a relationship that gives you everything you've ever wanted, and it seems like you've been waiting, given up, and it's finally here for you. And it very well can be with someone who is a fire sign. Remember, the main energy is that, you know, this can be a time of revelations with the Moon. What was hidden is revealed. There can even be you know, kind of a secret soulmate. There could have been someone that was interested in you. Maybe you were interested in someone else, and that person is finally kind of stepping forward and let you know they're interested in you as well. Now, what we see down here, we have the 8 of Coins, 8 of Cups, and the Lovers. So what we see here is that there's a relationship that for some it can be a marriage, where there has to be a lot of effort. The 8 of Coins. Otherwise, someone might feel like leaving. The 8 of Cups. This is the goodbye card, choosing to walk away because you're not happy. So keep in mind that there is a relationship or a marriage that it needs a lot of work. Just because you hear that it needs a lot of work, it does not mean that it's hopeless at all. That's not what I'm saying. It needs a lot of understanding, a lot of work. You got to build on it. You have a good thing. You have the Lovers, and you also have the Empress. It's the same spread. You have a significant relationship, but it needs a lot of effort. Perhaps it needs a lot of work so that someone doesn't leave, because the 8 of Cups is the goodbye card, and you see the person walking away. They're leaving because they're not happy. Remember, all is not lost. It needs a lot of effort. And I also feel like it needs a lot of understanding, a lot of patience. In the bottom row, Cancer, you have the Three of Cups, the Ace of Coins, and the Seven of Wands. This almost feels like you have to fight for your happiness. So your happiness is right here, the Three of Cups. This is a card of family, laughter, joy, good times, fun. You have the Ace of Pentacles, which means there can be a very unexpected change in your situation. This is an unexpected new beginning. The Seven of Wands is saying you're going to have to fight for it. So the Seven of Wands does tie in with the Eight of Coins. There's a relationship where you can be immensely happy. This, there's a lot of happiness and good times awaiting you, but it's not smooth sailing, and it never really is. You really have to work on this relationship, and you really have to maybe even stand your ground with your partner, especially if you're not being treated fairly, especially if you're not being heard. Maybe there's some strong differences between you and your partner. That's what I get from this bottom row. I feel like you have a good thing, but I also had this feeling from the top row that something you've been waiting for a long time is finally coming in, and it has this energy of like a surprise. And with the Empress, this is an ideal relationship, a person you've always wanted. And again, it could be that someone is interested in you. Okay, so let me get a few more cards. Let's see what comes up for you. What other messages are there for the sign of Cancer for January 2018? You have the Hangman. Okay, this card wants to come out. You have the Nine of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for January. The Fool. Interesting. You have two new beginnings. Two major arcanas, the Hangman and the Fool, with the Nine of Wands in the middle. So what I see here, let me just start right here, because there's a new beginning for you. No matter what's going on in your love life, single, this could be a new person, coupled, this, you will be giving your relationship a second chance, or your partner will give you a second chance. This is a risky new beginning. Someone is stuck. The Hangman, there's maybe a relationship is stuck. This has been in limbo. Someone that, the Hangman is hanging upside down because he needs to change the way that he's thinking. This is being totally stuck, being in limbo, because someone is afraid. Someone is afraid. The Nine of Wands represents paranoid energy. Someone is afraid to open their heart. I'm surprised we don't have the Page of Cups here. Someone is afraid to open their heart. Someone is afraid to reveal how they feel. Again, it could be that, I feel like somebody is interested in you, and they're not saying so. They may be afraid you're going to turn them down. I feel like there's a risk. There's a risk. Someone's afraid to take a risk, and that's stalling everything. It's keeping everything in limbo. It could be that someone, maybe your partner, maybe you've had a lot of ups and downs, and they think, well, if I give them another chance, everything's going to turn out the same. The Fool is promising you things will work out. There will be a new beginning, but you have to trust your heart and your intuition. Because I do see a significant relationship here, but it's like somebody's considering walking away from it, when really it just needs some work. Things are not hopeless. Don't walk away from a relationship where there's still hope. I see you having the ideal relationship there with the Queen of Wands. So let me get a few more cards from the confirmation deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Cancer for January? Seven of Swords. What other messages are there for the sign of Cancer for January? Nine of Swords. What other messages are there for the sign of Cancer for January? Page of Wands. Interesting. What's the most important message that Cancer needs to hear about their love life for January 2018? The Three of Wands. So this is almost like someone is waiting for the perfect timing, for the perfect opportunity. It just feels like somebody wants to approach you, and perhaps there's some fear, like maybe they're afraid you won't take them back. Again, you have a risky new beginning here, and you have the Nine of Wands. Someone is paranoid. Maybe they're paranoid that you're going to turn them down, paranoid that things will not work out. And again, that's keeping everything in limbo. Somebody could walk away from a good thing just because it needs some work. Okay, so let me take a look at this to see what this means for you. Seven of Swords, Nine of Swords, Page of Wands. So the Seven of Swords can represent someone that is being their own worst enemy. And it really does feel that way. I don't know if this is you or your partner. That would be impossible to say in a general reading. For some of you, it's either you or it's them. It could even be both of you. The Seven of Swords is deceit, self-deceit. And it really does feel like self-deceit, especially with the Nine of Swords here. Because the Nine of Swords does represent worry without merit. What you're worrying about, agonizing about, tearing your hair out about, it's not even going to happen. Your mind is playing tricks on you. You need a change. You need to take a chance, because the Page of Wands is all about taking a chance, looking out, going and looking for opportunities, looking for romance. This is you being, you know, spontaneous and curious, opening new doors. But it just seems like you're really afraid of something. Like you're afraid of someone turning you down. You're afraid of something not working out. Is that, or it is your partner who's holding back from you? Strong sense of fear with the Seven of Swords and the Nine of Swords. I feel like whoever it is that is afraid, you're being your own worst enemy. And you're possibly passing on a relationship, or someone could pass on a relationship where it's a good thing. It just needs some work here. I also see down here in this bottom row that there's so much happiness here for you. A very blessed new beginning, but you're going to really have to stand your ground and speak your truth here. So it could be that a partner is just having, you know, cold feet. They're afraid of things not working out. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of positive energy here for you for January, but I don't know. Someone's holding back. That's just what I keep getting. Let's go ahead and look into the entire year of 2019. I'm going to use this deck right here. You did have 2 jumping cards, so I will show you what they are in a minute. I am going to post an additional kind of extended version of the 2019 reading on Vimeo. I have not done it yet. I did it for some of the other signs, but it is, boy, it's just too much work to do double readings. And honestly, I can't keep up with that, but I am going to do it. And then when they're uploaded, I will post everywhere that they're ready, on my website, on here, and on Facebook. Okay, so for the entire year, you had 2 jumping cards. Let me just show them to you, and then I will put them back in the deck, and we'll get the full spread. You had these 2 cards jump when I was focusing on 2019. So these are significant for you, and this is a repeat card from January. 2019 can be a time where you move towards a much healthier love life or a much healthier relationship. There is movement in 2019. But the Seven of Wands is telling you you're really going to have to speak up for yourself. Especially if you're in a relationship where you're not being heard. Someone's taking advantage of you. All those good things. Okay, not so good things. But you really do have to speak your truth. You have to stand your ground. This will help you move into a much healthier energy. Okay, so let's put them back in there. Okay, and let's get 9 cards for you. And I'm also going to get some cards from the confirmation deck. And again, this is a reading for Cancer for the year 2019. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. 3 of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. Justice. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. Karma. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. The Moon. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. Strength. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. The shadow side, which would be the Devil. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. Temperance. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. The Ace of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. The 6 of Cups. Okay. I didn't do it for the other signs, but I'm going to get a main energy for you for 2019. What's the most important thing that Cancer needs to hear about their love life for the year 2019? Slow progress. I know. It's probably not what you want to hear, but it does mean that you are making progress towards either finding a new partner or fixing your relationship. Okay, so let's see what you have going on. You have a lot of major arcanas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 9 cards. There are some major changes for Cancer in 2019. Okay, so let's look at the first row here. You have the 3 of Cups, Justice, and Karma, which is actually a Judgment card. So what I see here is that it's finally time for the sign of Cancer to be happy. You know, whether you're finding a new partner or you're fixing a marriage or relationship, you're starting off with this energy of joy and good times, fun, celebration. This can even be a card of marriage or having children. And justice. It's time for you to have that sense of justice in your life. If you feel like 2018 was a horrible year for you, maybe even 2017 or 16. It's time for justice. Either the universe is giving you what you deserve, the happiness, the love you deserve. This could even be an apology from someone who let you down. They regret maybe what they did. Because, I mean, you have karma right next to it, which is the Judgment card. This is a card of second chances, of relationships that were over suddenly resurfacing again. So seeing that right next to justice makes me feel like for some of you there could be a healing of a relationship that was over. This does bring you immense happiness with the Three of Cups. But for some of you, you know, where you don't want an ex back, and I don't blame you, this can be, it's just a second chance for you to be happy. There's a new person coming in for you. Or for others who are coupled, it's just you're giving your relationship a second chance, and your partner is really wanting to fix things, with the Justice card being here. Now in the second row, all major arcana, you have the Moon, Strength, and the shadow side, which is the Devil. So, I mean, one thing that really stands out, and I'm looking at it right here, is that you have the Moon. You also had the Moon, I think it was the main energy for January. The unknown, things that are hidden from you. I feel like there could be a lot of revelations in 2019. Some of the things that could come to light could be things that maybe you don't want to hear, because you do have the Devil in this reading. It's called the shadow side in the deck. You're being told to be patient with the Strength card. It could be that things are kind of coming to light. That's what the Moon feels like to me. Things are coming to light. It could also be, you know, that you have concerns about a relationship. The Moon can also represent strong fears and being really emotional. Perhaps you're starting to see, you know, some negativity in your love life. Cancer is very intuitive. You're starting to see some type of maybe even negative pattern within yourself. Again, with the Moon, things that are hidden are finally coming to light. You're being told to be patient, either with another person or with yourself, with the Strength card. This is telling you to be strong, to be brave, to hang in there. Don't give in to negative energy. Now, another thing that I'm getting, because the Strength card does mean that you need to tame your inner beast, which would be the side of you that wants to get angry and lash out. With the Devil being right next to it, there could be something that happens in 2019 that really gets you upset, that really gets you, you know, really angry. I mean, you can find out that someone is lying to you, because the Moon popped up in January, and here it is again. It may not be what you think. Keep in mind that you had the Nine of Swords in January. You're being told to be patient. Don't give in to anger. Something could happen in 2019. Don't give in to anger. There could be a lot of things you don't know about the situation. I mean, it's being repeated down here. You have the Temperance card, a major arcana, the Ace of Cups, and the Six of Cups. So again, you know, here's that same message as the Strength card. I just went on and on. Temperance, same energy. Keep things in balance. Don't lose your cool. This is saying don't make any major decisions that, you know, without really knowing what you're doing. Because with the Moon here, you could be really emotional, and usually Cancer, since you're a water sign, you're a highly emotional being to begin with. It's also a card of forgiveness and compassion. This could have something to do with someone from your past, because you have the Six of Cups. For some of you, you could be reconnecting with someone from your past, because you also have Justice up there. Perhaps there is an ex who treated you very unfairly. Maybe there's a chance for a new beginning. You have the Ace of Cups. Perhaps they want to reconcile. For others, there can just be a new beginning. Like, I don't know, I'm also getting some of you could end up being friends if that's what you want. But I feel like you kind of jumped the gun, because you have Temperance. Try to kind of, I don't know, it feels like you have to be really understanding with this person from the past. Like, I feel like whatever they did really upset you or hurt you. I feel like you're finally getting some sense of justice in 2019. Okay, let me get a few more cards. Okay, what other messages are there for the sign of Cancer for the year of 2019? You have the Star. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. The World. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. Page of Cups. So these three cards. And you see that I pulled two more major arcanas. So there is something huge happening for you. If you feel like she's probably just saying that, no, the major arcanas only come up when there's something significant coming into your life. You can Google it if you don't believe me. There's something significant coming in for you. And you have so many. There's something major coming in for you in 2019. You have the Star. So the star does represent your hopes and wishes being granted. And for some of you, it could be that you want something to end, because I mean, it did come right after, I mean, the world is coming right after the star. The world does represent endings, closure. It could be that you want a chapter in your life to just end. It could be this chapter, the Devil, where there's been unhealthy behavior patterns, negativity in your marriage and your relationship. You're getting the ending that you want. That's how I'm reading these two cards. You're getting the ending that you want. And, you know, I feel with the Page of Cups, there can be a new relationship. This definitely ties in with the Ace of Cups. But also, I feel like you could be having a very deep conversation with someone, a very emotional conversation. Someone is pouring out their heart. And again, this could be exactly what you wanted, and it's leading to an ending and a new beginning. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get the confirmation deck, and we're going to see what other messages pop up for you. Let me just give it a quick shuffle. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. Okay, so let's see what comes up for you. And next month I will go back to doing the X reading. I just couldn't do the X reading and then the 2019 reading. It would be a really long video. Okay, love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. 10 of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. Queen of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for 2019. 5 of Pentacles. What's the most important message that Cancer needs to hear about their love life for the year 2019? Wow. The moon has popped up a lot of times because it's actually right here. And you also saw that it was the main energy for January. Here it is again as the main energy for the year. Things that you didn't know are coming to light. Things are being revealed to you. It could also be, you know, Cancer is a very psychic sign. Your intuition could be spot on. Your intuition is guiding you. But again, it can be a very confusing, emotional time for you. So let's go ahead and see what's going on here. 10 of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. So you are the Queen of Cups because you're a water sign. I do see a marriage here. This can also be a relationship that has a lot of potential, a very stable relationship. For some of you, there can be some problems there. You have the 5 of Pentacles, which does represent feeling kind of isolated, shut out. And that could be, you know, what the Devil was about, because you do have the Devil and the spread. It could be that this is the behavior that is changing. Maybe this is how someone treated you, because remember, you have justice. You see it there. You were treated unfairly. And it does seem like a cycle is coming, a difficult cycle is coming to an end. And this is exactly what you've been wanting. We saw that on this side of the spread. What you've been wanting, the end of a cycle is coming, where there's much more love, peace, and tranquility coming in with the Page of Cups. So here's the Devil. I feel like this is probably, for some of you, this is what you have going on. You feel lonely. You feel isolated. It could be that you really feel like your partner has blindsided you, shut you out. Remember that you're being told here to be patient with the Strength card and Temperance. And for some of you, this maybe does have to do with an ex, because you have the 6 of Cups down here, a new beginning where you have to be really understanding, really forgiving. It seems like 2019 is going to be a big year for you. Remember, so many major arcanas, there's going to be big changes, major changes for you. It's a general reading, so it's hard to say what it's going to be for all of you, but it seems like it's going to be really positive. Just keep in mind that you have to kind of help these energies along. You have to be very understanding, very forgiving, and know that it's time for the end of a cycle. Okay, Cancer, this has been your love reading for January 2019 and for the year of 2019. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.